Today I want to deliver a message that's both harsh and liberating. It's a message about cutting out the noise and reclaiming your power. If you're tired of wasting your time, if you're ready to stop being held back by energy vampires, empty advice, and self-doubt, then listen closely. I'm here to share the 7 things I quit to go from being broke to becoming a multi-millionaire. And these aren't just ideas. They are hard-earned lessons from a lifetime of struggle, failure, and ultimate triumph. Let's start with the first habit. Stop wasting your energy on people who suck the life out of you. I once had a friend from elementary school, someone who only called when he needed something. He'd never reach out when I was celebrating a win or even when I was down. That kind of friend, an energy vampire, drains you? Ask yourself, is the person calling you only when they need a favor? If so, you're not building a network of support. You're feeding someone else's ego at the expense of your own growth. To truly succeed, you must surround yourself with people who want more for you, not just what they can get from you. Audit your relationships like you would your expenses. If someone isn't adding value, let them go. This isn't about being unkind. It's about preserving your energy for those who push you toward your dreams. Next, don't ask for advice from people who haven't achieved what you're striving for. I've seen people at the gym offering unsolicited tips on how to work out, advice from individuals who aren't living the life they preach. The truth is, if you want to learn, seek mentors who have already walked the path you aspire to. And remember, advice can be a double-edged sword. Too often, the opinions of those who have never experienced the grind can derail your focus. Instead, cultivate a small circle of trusted individuals, those who not only support you, but have the proven track record of success in the areas you're pursuing. This isn't about dismissing all external guidance. It's about being strategic with whose voices you let influence your actions. I want to address something many of us do all too often. Blame. In my early days, I used to blame everything and everyone for my shortcomings. I was late for work, I missed opportunities, I'd blame traffic, or my boss, or even the weather. But the truth is, nothing changes if you blame others. The moment you start blaming external factors, you give away your power. You become a passenger in your own life, letting circumstances control you instead of taking charge. Own your mistakes. When a project fails, when an opportunity slips away, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what can I do differently? Because only when you accept responsibility can you actually start fixing what's broken. That's the essence of taking extreme ownership of your life. Now consider this. The tendency to say yes to every opportunity can be just as damaging as saying a no too often. When you say yes to everything, you spread yourself too thin. You commit to so many things that you can't excel at any of them. I've learned that the most productive thing you can do is to say no, to protect your focus and energy for the things that truly align with your vision. Think of your responsibilities like items in a backpack. Every yes you add weighs you down. When the backpack becomes too heavy, you can't move efficiently. Learn to say no to the distractions and obligations that don't serve your long-term goals. It's not about rejecting opportunities. It's about prioritizing the ones that push you toward greatness. Let's talk about distractions. We live in an age where our phones and computers are constant companions. But if you're not careful, they become prisons that trap you in endless scrolling and mindless consumption. I've seen young people waste hours every day on social media, their attention captured by notifications and apps that do nothing but drain their potential. Your attention is your most valuable asset. When you're constantly checking your phone, you're giving away the only thing that can truly drive your success, your focus. Turn off those notifications. Step away from the digital noise. Create a schedule that prioritizes deep work, creativity, and self-reflection. Because when you free your mind from distraction, you unlock the power to truly innovate and achieve. Too many people read books, watch courses, and consume information without ever putting it into action. I once read countless pages of advice, only to realize that the real value wasn't in the information itself, but in the application of that knowledge. It's easy to gather knowledge, but what separates the achievers from the dreamers is the act of execution. I call it the just do it muscle. When you come across actionable insights, immediately put them into practice. Teach what you learn, discuss it with peers, and most importantly, do it. Because knowledge that isn't applied is like a seed left to wither on a shelf. Transform your reading into action. Let your success be measured not by the books you've read, but by the goals you've accomplished. Finally, one of the most destructive habits is comparing yourself to others. We all have our unique journeys, our own battles, and our individual paths to success. When you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 27, you only end up feeling inadequate. The only person you should measure yourself against is the person you were yesterday. Your unique blend of experiences, skills, and insights is what sets you apart. Embrace your individuality. Focus on being the best version of yourself rather than imitating someone else's success. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep pushing forward because true growth comes from within, and no external benchmark can define your worth. Now, I want you to understand that these 7 things I quit, energy vampires, unqualified advice, blaming others, saying yes to everything, being a slave to distractions, passive learning, and comparing yourself to others, are not just habits. They are the keys to unlocking your potential. Each one represents a choice to protect your energy, to focus on what truly matters, and to invest in your future. The journey ahead is long and fraught with challenges. The world will beat you down. It will search for your weaknesses and try to hammer them into submission. But if you build a rich internal economy, a mindset based on discipline, focus, and relentless self-improvement, you will rise above it all. Imagine the freedom of waking up each day knowing that no external force can shake your resolve. That no matter what happens, you're in control of your destiny. That's the power of a disciplined mind, a mind that has learned to silence the noise and focus on the goal. I challenge you. Audit the people around you, evaluate the influences in your life, and cut out the negative ones. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who push you to be better, and who are as hungry for success as you are. Because the energy you absorb from your environment will determine the quality of your reality. I also challenge you to take full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming others. Stop making excuses. Look in the mirror and own your decisions. Understand that every setback is an opportunity, every failure a lesson. When you hold yourself accountable, you gain the power to change anything that's not working. Remember, the truth about success isn't that it's reserved for a select few. It's that success is built on a foundation of hard work, discipline, and an unwavering belief in yourself. Even if you're born with less, if you commit to improving yourself every single day, you can transform your life. I learned early on that the key to achieving any dream is to keep pushing, even when the path is unclear. Every failure, every moment of self-doubt, every setback is just a part of your journey. It's like building a muscle. The more you challenge yourself, the stronger you become. Now, let's address something that many of you might face: the overwhelming distractions of today's world. With constant notifications and social media temptations, your focus is under siege. But here's the reality. If you don't control your attention, you'll never achieve the breakthrough you deserve. Turn off the noise. Get out of that digital prison and reclaim your time. Use that time to build, to create, to push yourself further than you ever thought possible. Your mind, this incredible, powerful tool, is all you truly own. It's the foundation upon which every dream is built. And if you allow it to be cluttered with excuses, negativity, and comparisons, you'll never reach the heights you're capable of. So take control, set clear goals, and every day invest in yourself through reading, through practice, and through relentless action. I want you to remember this as you go forward. Every moment you spend saying, "I can't," is a moment lost. Every time you compare your journey to someone else's, you diminish your own progress. The only person you should be competing against is the one you were yesterday. Strive for that 1% improvement each day, and over time, those small gains will compound into massive success. The secret is simple. Don't waste your time on what doesn't serve you. Instead, focus on what matters. Focus on your growth, your discipline, and your vision for the future. Because if you do, nothing can stand in your way. This is not just a speech. It's a manifesto, a declaration that you refuse to let the world's chaos, its distractions, its empty promises control your destiny. It's a promise to yourself that no matter how tough life gets, you will rise, you will persist, and you will create the future you desire. I urge you every morning when you wake up to listen to this message. Let it remind you that you are in control, that you have the power to shape your reality, and that every challenge you face is simply another opportunity to become the person you're meant to be.